Introducing the Litter League with Environmental, Second Hands Dumfries, the Sortinator, Mushy Mac and the E-Whale. They're the elite team keeping Armidale clean. The Litter League, cleaning up the streets.
Dancing's always been my passion. I run afternoon tea dances and classes within the city of Armidale. I love running these classes because of the camaraderie. The people are absolutely wonderful. It's fantastic to deal with the city of Armidale. They make everything available to us. I hire the Armidale District Hall, which is 5 minutes from our house. We're also at the Kelmscott Hall when we have bigger volumes of people, and always great facilities, including the kitchen, which of course the kitchen is very important. As much as the dance floor is important for us, the kitchen's also equally important. We have people that come that have never danced before in their lives, and people that have lost other people, and come and enjoy meeting other people and connecting with other people. And seeing them dance from never dancing before is incredibly rewarding, puts a smile on everyone's face.
The city of Armidale has grown, developed and strengthened what they do for access and inclusion. We're starting in Shipwreck Park, which is a fully all-inclusive, all-abilities play space that has accessible toilets and a change-in-place facility. The city had nowhere for children or adults with disability to go as a family. So the city, along with Stockland, got together, created a working group, and we started working on that magnificent facility that you see behind that's officially open on International Day of Disability.
City of Armidale's Access Inclusion Plan is to keep the city accountable and things are made better for the future for access inclusion.
The events team has grown and strengthened, and in particular is a Perth Chill Run and the Armidale Highland Gathering, on which are two fully inclusive and accessible events.
It's really great to see the community get involved with each other and not being excluded. We've got to make sure everyone's included with all the events we do, or just being in the parks together, and that's just fantastic.
The most vital importance is that community voices are heard along in partnership with the city of Armidale, strengthening access and inclusion for everyone for the future.
The city has a great number of facilities where you can go to learn new skills, meet new people, and just to learn a wide variety of things. We've got the museum here, we've got the Bert Tyler Vintage Machinery Museum at the Visitor Centre, and there's the Bert Whistle Local Studies Library at Armidale Library as well. It's nice to look back, where did we come from? How did we get here? The purpose of History House is to collect, preserve, and to then exhibit, as you can see around me, the history of the city of Armidale. We've been doing that since 1976, and since then we've been trying to expand the stories that we tell. It's great seeing the reactions from the local community and also the outside community when people come to visit. A lot of them are surprised at how long the history here goes and all the different things that we've had here, from winemaking to brick making and to the different communities that live here. We've got amazing collections, so if you've got an object that you think is really important that tells the history of the Armidale, come in and talk to us, and if you're willing to donate it, chances are we'll be willing to take it with that great story. One of the things I love about working in the City of Armidale and at the History House Museum is just the wide world that I get to play in. I love history, and the city has got great history.
Would you all be upstanding for Her Worship Mayor Ruth Butterfield?
Thanks everyone for being here tonight. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we meet on the lands of the Wadjuk Noongar people, and I pay my respects to elders past and present. I declare the meeting open at 7:03 and record that we do have an apology from Councillor Mosey. And thank you everyone else for being here tonight. And we have a full suite of staff to support us tonight as well. So thank you all for being here. Public question time. We do have 15 minutes for public question time. If anyone would like to ask a question. No, thank you very much. That takes us to applications for leave of absence. We do have one here somewhere. I've received an application for leave of absence for Councillor Stoneham for the dates the 4th of September to the 13th of September inclusive. Can I have someone move acceptance of that leave of absence? Thank you. Councillor Peter has moved acceptance of that. Is anyone opposed? No one opposed. Thank you. That's carried. We'll go now to petitions. Are there any petitions for presentation tonight? If not, thank you. We'll move on. Confirmation of minutes. Could I have someone confirm that the attached minutes are represent a true and correct record of the previous council meeting? Councillor Sargison, thank you very much. Anyone opposed? No, thank you. That's carried. Discussion. No, announcements. Announcements by the person presiding. That's me. I'll just note that I did attend a really interesting evening at, where was it? It was in Gosnells at the Darling Range Wildlife Sanctuary, shelter, I should say. And they were fundraising there, and I went along to support them because I have taken so many small orphaned animals or ducklings that have become separated from their parents over the years. So various animals that have been either injured or orphaned or whatever, and they've looked after them. So I went along as to attend the fundraising event there, and I'd just like to give a real shout out to the wildlife. The Darling Range Wildlife Shelter, because of the amazing work that they do. And not many people know that they're one of the few wildlife shelters around that will take animals from the public, and they also take them from vets. They do take animals from Armidale and surrounds, so many of our residents will be taking animals there. And as far as I know, they don't receive any ongoing financial support from the government, and I think it's very difficult for them to keep operating under the circumstances that they are, but they are all volunteers and they do a fantastic job. So I'd just like to make our community aware that if we do have animals, native animals, that need rescuing, they can be taken to the Darling Range Wildlife Shelter. But if you do take one there, perhaps give a bit of a donation as well, so that they can pay for feed for the animal. That's my announcements. One of my announcements anyway. So we'll move forward now to questions by members, of which due notice has been given without discussion. There isn't any, so we'll move on to reports, and we'll go to the agenda to find the Development Services Committee record. Is the Chair prepared to move receipt of that record? Oops, there I am voting. No, that's wrong. All good? Yep. Okay. Yes. So moved. I don't. Thank you, Councillor Willinga. Councillor Willinga has moved for receipt of those, the record of that meeting. Is there anyone opposed? If no one's opposed, thank you, that's carried. Move into the agenda itself and find on page 8, 2.1, draft local planning strategy preliminary feedback from the Department of Planning, Lands and Heritage. I did have one potential change that I wanted to put forward to the council tonight. We did have several changes made on the night at committee, and additions and just wordsmithing around the place. I have got one that probably we might like to talk about, or it's just a small one. In part 1 on page 27 of where table 2, 3.3.2, planning directions and actions, I'd like to remove the word community from, so it said community services, and I would like to make that just services so that we have a broader range of the idea of what services might be. If we confine it to just community services, then we limit the idea that professional services might be involved. And I would like to promote the fact that we have professional services. So this is from the issues and opportunities and rationale. Does anyone have any objection to that word community being removed and we just broadly say services will be provided? If not, thank you. We'll add that to the as amended part then. Chair, are you prepared to move that recommendation with that extra bit of amended? I don't know why you're green, but anyway. So moved. Thank you very much. Chair has moved that recommendation with that extra bit of change, just a removal of one word. Is there anyone opposed? If no one's opposed, thank you, that's carried. That takes us to 1.2, Anstey Keen Sporting Pavilion concept. We have had sent through an alternative recommendation for consideration tonight, and we'll just pop it on the screen as well. Given the discussion that was had at committee, advice has been given that perhaps a different, a slightly amended recommendation might be more appropriate for council to adopt. So I'll just let councillors have a read of that. CEO, would you like to provide some background as to why that was sent out?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Councillors, following the amendment that was made at committee and the discussion regarding the intent of the committee for there to be as much public use of the facility as possible when it wasn't being used by the club on a seasonal basis. The officers from the recreation services area came forward and suggested that a seasonal hire arrangement consistent with the other facilities would actually be the best way to achieve that aim, particularly given the complexities of if the hall was available and we're charging the club for utilities and we're charging and the club have to organise cleaning to be able to have the seasonal hire arrangement where those responsibilities fall to the city, means you've got that equitable administration across the different clubs in the city, and it's hireable by the public, and you don't have any dispute as to who's responsible for cleaning, who's responsible for the utilities.
Thank you very much for that explanation. Do we have a mover for that changed? So I'm going to move the one on the screen. I'll ask if anyone's opposed to the one on the screen, the one sent through by the officers. If there's no one opposed, thank you, that's carried. Rightio. That takes us through to page 28, 1.1, Community Infrastructure Plan, 2026 to 2046, with the recommendation to defer this one to the next meeting on page 33. Chair, are you prepared to move all items that haven't already been dealt with?
So moved.
Thank you very much. Chair has moved. Is there anyone opposed? No one's opposed. Thank you. That's carried. It takes us through to the record of the Corporate Services Committee meeting held on the 18th of August 2026 at 7 p.m. Deputy Chair, are you prepared to move receipt of those minutes? Thank you very much. Is there anyone opposed to receiving those minutes? Thank you. That's carried then. If we move into the agenda itself, and we've got on page 39, 1.1, list of accounts paid for July 2026, with the recommendation coming on page 42. Page 43, 1.2, statement of financial activity for June 2026, with the recommendation coming on page 50. Now this one does need an absolute majority. Chair, are you prepared to move? Thank you very much. Chair has moved that motion on page 50. Do we have anyone opposed? If no one is opposed, thank you, that's carried and an absolute majority has been reached. Page 51, 2.1, local government, 2026 local law review, outcome of public consultation, and we do have on page 56 recommendation. Councillor Peter has moved that recommendation on page 57. Is there anyone opposed? If no one's opposed, thank you, that's carried. Right, that takes us to page 58, 2.2, revocation of policy, council and committee meetings prior to ordinary elections. We have a recommendation on page 60. Councillors, I'm inclined to try and keep this policy, as I think that it might be difficult for us to remember to pop into the diary that we need to have all of our business wrapped up before an ordinary election. So I'm going to move that we retain this council policy for the time being. I think that we were going to review it in November 2027, and I'd like to go back to that. Is there anyone opposed? If no one's opposed, thank you, that's carried. Go to page 62, 3.1, consideration of tenure options, part lot 1, 44 Jarrah Road, Roleystone, confidential cover report. We got anyone that wants to have a look at or talk about the confidential attachment? Councillor Jorgensen, you do? Okay, we will go then to, we'll push that item to the confidential part. Thank you. That brings us to the end of that report. Chair, are you prepared to move all the items which have not already been dealt with? Yes. Thank you very much. Chair has moved all those items. Is there anyone opposed? If no one's opposed, thank you, that's carried. I'll move now to this Chief Executive Officer's report. Could I have someone move receipt of the CEO's report? Thank you. Councillor Peter has moved. Is there anyone opposed? No one opposed. Thank you. That's carried. Takes us through to 1.1, Community Services Committee appointments, page 67. Councillor, Chair of said committee. You're on your feet. Councillor Hetherington.
Thank you. I've got a motion that is on the screens, but before we get to that, I do need to highlight a couple of, well, mistakes, I suppose is probably the word to use, sorry. In the report, in the in brief box there, the wording on the second dot point where it says corporate services should obviously read community services. And there was an email sent out earlier today with the table under the background, and there's a couple of names that are around the wrong way: Councillor Keogh, Councillor Jorgensen, and Councillor Newman, Councillor Willinger. So we just need to update that so the report reflects correct, if we may. And yeah, I'd like to move that change on there, that we appoint number 3, Councillor Busby as deputy, and deputy to Councillor Smith, and that Councillor Chris Jorgensen as deputy presiding member.
Thank you, Councillor Hetherington. Is there anyone opposed to that change, to the recommendation? If no one's opposed, thank you, that's carried, and an absolute majority has been reached. Takes us through to the on page 71, 1.2, Councillors' Information Bulletin, issue number 13 of 2026. With the recommendation on the bottom of page 71, can I have a mover for that, please? Councillor Peter, thank you very much. Has moved. Is there anyone opposed? If not, thank you, that's carried. Takes us back to the beginning of the agenda, where we have motions of which previous notice has been given, and there aren't any. Urgent business approved by the person presiding or by decision. There isn't any. Matters for referral to standing committees without discussion. Is there any matters for referral? If not, thank you. We'll move through to matters requiring confidential consideration at point 14, which is the item Corporate Services 7.1, consideration of tenure options, part of lot 1, 44 Jarrah Road, Roleystone. Okay, would we like to go behind closed doors? Can someone move that we go behind closed doors, please? Thank you. Councillor Silver has moved that we go behind closed doors. Is there anyone opposed? No one opposed. Thank you. That's carried.